head with it. Real life. Real life.
I think that we just holding on to something. I think that we just holding on to something. I think that we just holding on to something. Just tell me what's on your mind. I think that we just holding on to something. I think that we just holding on to something. Just tell me what's on your mind.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Underground Crypto. Thank you very much for being here. Shout out to Blues Guy, Melissa, and Zip. Glad to see Zip back in the chat. Thanks, man, for coming back. And we are about to kick off here with our crypto bubbles. Oh, it looks like I forgot that top button. All right, mic check complete. Mic is working good. Let me know if the mic goes out. We had that issue the other day. And without further ado, the one and only Underground Crypto. Thank you for saying that, man. Thanks very much. Let's look at these crypto bubbles. Let's see. I have the chart here. Looks like we're starting to fall. Looks like we made like a bit of a Bart Simpson on the 5-minute. And price is starting to fall. We went back down to 85,000. And we're just going to have to see what happens from here. We are all kind of along for the ride. I understand the sentiment. It's bearish. And so it is what it is, but we keep raising our crypto IQ and learning more, because the more information that we understand, the better that we are going to speculate. Nothing I say is financial advice. Zip says right on. Again, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you. So MYX down 15%, Pump down 10%, Dash down 6.7%, Leo down 8.5%. Looks like Meme Core is down 7.5%, and you just kind of see that across the board, right? Everything's down somewhere between, I don't know, 2% and 15 over here. So this is 1 through 100, by the way, if you don't know how the crypto bubbles work. And then let's talk about today our whole stream, kind of keeping in theme that we've been doing all week. So we did why projects die, why projects succeed, and now we're going to talk about complex systems and why complex systems tend to not do well or fail, or something in between that, right? So what is a complex system? Well, a complex system is any system made up of many interacting parts, right? I think that part is self-explanatory. No single component controls the whole. Behavior emerges from interaction, not design. I think that's a key thing to keep an eye on, is the behavior within the project is based on just pure interaction, but not a design that it was set out to be. Cause and effect are not linear, and small changes have a large delayed consequence. Examples include governments, corporations, financial system, economies, cities, supply chains, technology, and social networks. So think about all the governments in the world that have existed over time. Why did they fail? Why do most of them not exist anymore? What is it like? Is it 200 years or 400 years that most governments collapse in that amount of time? So when we drop down 100 here at Crypto Bubble, you'll see Bitmart's token is actually up 11.2%. Fast token is up 12.5%. And Beat is up 6.4%. Nothing else really to report here other than Fartcoin is down 20%. Kaya is down 12.4%. They're very involved with gaming and stuff. Zora's down 10%. So kind of the same vibe here. Everything's down somewhere between like 2 and 10 or 12%. Other than Fartcoin, it took a big hit today. Not a big fan of Fartcoin personally. It is the AI agent narrative, and it just hasn't come back. It hasn't come back strong at all. So we're also not in a bullish time. It's not altcoin time, so wouldn't expect it to be doing phenomenal. We have the Sentiism AI, a project I'm not super familiar with. We'll probably be going over it today. I'm sure it's probably trending. It's up 17.5% today. Jelly, another project that personally I'm pretty much out on. They're acting as if they're going to be kind of the next what do you want to call it? They're going to be like the next Instagram, right? I don't see it. They haven't really put out any usable product, and so to me it just seems like a bunch of hopium in my opinion. Their website's very basic. Even I'll bring it up maybe today. 38.5% there. They're up though, but they've also fallen a lot. So if you look at the daily, the weekly, they are up 83%. So overall, they really are up, but they did have a pretty heavy crash at one point. And Rave is exactly what you think it would be about. It's about live rave music shows that they probably are going to be doing at different events, right? Think of the event in Singapore, the events in Dubai. Bitcoin Miami, I believe, is coming up. Somebody asked me if I was going to go to the event in Miami. I'm assuming that's Bitcoin Miami, and it's up in the air. I don't know as of right now. I don't think I'm big enough to go there and it really matter a whole lot, but it would be a fun experience. Maybe I could go along with the lifer, but I haven't talked to him about that, so I'm not going to insert myself into that. But it would be really cool to go. Maybe I can carry his bags. You know what I'm saying? It's a smelly coin. Yeah, it really is. That's hilarious. So let's run down our numbers as we always do. Bitcoin BTC 85,250. Like I said, we just went down and tested 85,000. The slightest little bounce. Really, we made. Let's see if we can see it on the chart here. Let's go to like the 7-day. Even the 7-day doesn't quite show it. 24-hour might be better. So get my own thing out of the way. We had this kind of push up, and then it kind of went sideways, Bart Simpson style. Is it going to roll over? I'm not sure. I'm certainly not ready to say we're ready to flip bullish. Nobody really knows, and if they tell you they know, aside from the wonderful technical analysis that the Lifer does, if they're not doing some kind of good technical analysis of that effect, they probably have really no idea. Ethereum, though, is at 2,823. That was weird. I had like a hiccup in the middle of talking. I'd carry the Lifers bags, LOL. Yeah, I would be glad to. I certainly, I'll have to reach out to him and see what's going on. $2,822, BNB $825, XRP $1.78, Solana $117.94, let's call it $118, still falling. And it really starts to come into effect when you look at these down by 7-day, right? Not just the daily. Ethereum's down 12.2%, XRP 12.5. Seems like a commonality here. Look at this. Look, 12.2, 12.5. Solana's down 13.4. This Lido is down 12.2. Dogecoin down 13.7 at 12 cents. Cardano 34 cents down 18.3%. Kind of reflects that there's a little less attention in the bullishness for Cardano holding it up. People buying the dip. It's a lot less on Cardano. Chainlink $11.90. It's down 15.1. So between that 10 and 20%, a lot of things, that's where they're sitting. XLM down 16% at 20 cents. Hyperliquid, $22.39. The thing has just been continuing to fall, 22.6%. It's down sweet, $1.33, 17.3%. HBAR, 10 cents, down 20%. And we will go check on Flare for my blues guy. Just because he always supports us so much, we got to look at Flare for him. So they dropped 1. They're down to 103. But just being down like 3, I could see them, when things turn bullish, getting back into the top 100s. Roll over Beethoven. Hey, Rel's in the house. Thank you for being here, man. He says, I made it. I appreciate you making it to the stream. We're just kicking off here. Haven't been live very long. All right, so let's take a look at what's trending. Of course, Bitcoin. Really, in this part of the show, what we're looking for is new coins that we've only been over maybe a couple of times, or we've, never seen before. That's really what we're looking for. And a lot of times in the more bearish sentiment times of the market, less things are coming out and less projects want to launch in this environment, right? They at least want to catch a little bit of a pump. Sometimes projects, they've scheduled when they were going to launch and they hold to it regardless of what the market is doing. But again, Toncoin, Aster, Hyperliquid, Monad, Solana, Ethereum, Pudgy Penguins, Polkadot, XRP, Zcash, BNB, Chainlink, and Pax Gold. Nothing really to report there. Ultima, we took a pretty close look at Ultima. I thought it had some cool things going on with it. I'll click on it for just a second to show that the tokenomics. I'm big on tokenomics. If you don't know your tokenomics, that is to me, one of the quickest things. If you don't know tokenomics and you're in that space as somebody who's investing in the crypto space, tokenomics is a good place to raise your crypto IQ and quickly understand something that's pivotal, right? Only 100,000 max supply, and the circulating supply is fully vested. It's a cool looking project, but again, if you go to the max chart, Ultima has been around for a while, right? Since 2023, and it just really doesn't seem like they're getting the attention that they really would need. Let's talk about the Fear and Greed Index. It is at 16 today. It says yesterday it was at 17. Pretty sure it was at 16 yesterday. I don't know how that works. I really just focus on what it is like here and now, and not so much the yesterday, 7-day, 1 month. Because I think when it gives you like the 1 month, like it's at 11. I think it's an average. Like, I don't think they went back 30 days and gave you the exact number that it was. I think it's averaged out. Of course, if you scroll down, we have it on the 1 month. You have kind of a chart that reflects the Fear and Greed Index. Could be good to look at, on a bigger time frame, like maybe the year. And you can see when we had these dips, that we eventually came back up. But the dip we're in now is more hardcore than this dip back here. So everything's pretty much up in the air. The total market cap of all of crypto is 2.95, just barely under 3 trillion. But what can you do? We are dipping under that 3 trillion number, big psychological number. And we really need a turnaround here. We are kind of at the more crucial points for Bitcoin if we're going to bounce. Melissa says, be back in a bit. All right, we'll be here. And if you haven't already, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord. I did not put the link to the Discord in the chat, mods. If one of you guys could do that for me so I could pin it, I would really appreciate you. That way I don't have to take the time to do it. And also don't forget about the giveaway. The more that you comment, the more you get XP. And if you click the little purple crown at the top, it'll say a number and then XP. You will see who is the top lineup. Zip's number 2, right? Zip is a new person to the community, but if he consistently comes and comments, he could win the $20 or $10 slot for the week and buy him some crypto, buy some dip. So everything that's trending right off the bat is stuff we've already talked about. Jesse, this is Jesse Pollock, and he is, you see how this compounds? The first day I came, I didn't know what this was. Yesterday, I knew what it was, but we dug a little bit deeper by going over it. And again, this Jesse is by basically the person who's in charge of most of, Coinbase's tech, right? Most of their products. I'm sure he didn't build it alone, but he definitely is in charge of organizing it and the teams and stuff like that. I didn't mean to go down there. So it only has 3.4 million in its market cap. Of course, right now, I don't know why this thing would be pumping because nothing's really getting that kind of attention. Sorry, I keep doing that by habit. What I really want to do is go to the Twitter. And he's a well-known figure in crypto, so I imagine he could go on podcasts, he could do different things, and people would probably know who he is. Now, 333.8 thousand followers. I think this is like his main page, right? The page he already had for Twitter, for who he is, not like a page that he launched, since 2009. This is not a Twitter that he launched with his coin. He already had it, right? And he's got 55.5 thousand posts, so he's very active. 1.2 million on the pin post. Great ratio to the followers. So he has attention, but how much does that attention translate to his coin? That I don't know. How much is it a serious thing that he's really going to keep pushing, or is it just something that he made? Website, super simple. It says I currently work on Base, which I created and lead day to day. So he's saying he created Base. I previously led all consumer engineering at Coinbase, including building Coinbase, Coinbase Pro, and Coinbase Wallet. He said I previously led all. So is he not the leader anymore? I don't know. I don't keep up with the management over at Base, right? I'm sure most of you do, but I don't. I'm just messing around. I'm sure most people don't. Yeah, thanks for putting that in. I'm going to go ahead and pin that in the chat. That is the Discord link if you're not already in there. Why is it not letting me pin it? Oh, because I'm not on the right profile. That's what it is. All right, there we go. Wasn't in the right place. All right, so the Discord is now pinned in the chat. So if you want to go over there, it's pretty active. There's people in there talking all the time. You want great community. You want great people to rally around when things are maybe not the most exciting and the sky is falling. You want people to bounce ideas off of. You want to talk to me when I'm not live. It's a great place. We have a voice chat in the Discord where you can hop in there and actually talk like a phone call, like a conference call kind of thing. If you prefer that over actually, typing everything out. Katana Inu, I haven't tried it today, but it doesn't seem to work. It's in beta, right? So let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let me mute this other computer. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves on this Katana Inu. Hopefully they keep building, they push past the beta, and they get us a product that's easily able to use. Downloading it wasn't difficult, but actually, here, I'll bring it up so it makes a little more sense. Just talk about it and keep circling it there. It's a cool looking game. It really is, but unable to actually play it. So that's a problem. But it is in beta, so I don't want to be too hard on them. These things are big. They have a lot of moving parts. How quick it takes people to realize that it's not working, stuff like that. I don't know. Every team's got a different way of going about it, right? So let's move on from that. We're not going to really talk about that tonight. But it is a battle royale game with an NFT ecosystem. We also talked about off the grid and the coin guns. I'm thinking guns could be a good buy, especially on these low dips, because, I mean, if the game is really on PlayStation 5, and what I don't know is because I haven't played it on PlayStation 5 or anything like that, I don't know how easy it is to access the NFT markets and the crypto Web3 side of things in the game. If it's easy to access, man, that coin is probably going to blow up, but it's going to take people maybe a little bit of time to decide they want to play. Yeah, it doesn't work yet. Looks good, though. Exactly. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Common is a launch pad for community coins. We played around with it a little bit. I bought some. I ended up selling the community coin because it didn't really go up. I didn't really lose anything here. I'll pop to the website for a second. There's not a whole lot to say. What we're really doing here is we're talking about what's trending, and we're just going over projects to make sure you know what they are, because I haven't said this in a while, so this is really worth saying. In my opinion, something I do is I really try to categorize all of the different projects to the best of my memory and ability to kind of know, like, okay, this is a community, this is a launch pad, right? This is a launch pad, and then you can niche it down. So the category launch pad, the niche community coins launch pad. And that kind of helps you look at a project and be like, okay, that's something I'm interested in, or okay, that's something I'm not interested in. And I think that is a valuable way to try to organize it in your mind. So we often talk about categories and niches. And, if you believe a category or niche is going to be popular and you invest in it, you're kind of just waiting for the time in which that category gets to pop. For example, we went through a bunch of decentralized exchanges pumping. That was the narrative. Then we moved into privacy coins. That kind of still is the narrative, but in a time where we're so bearish, it doesn't really feel like there is a narrative at all that's doing anything other than dumping with the rest of the market. So value, ticker so. It's at 53 cents. 147.3 million in market cap. That's a pretty good market cap with all of this dumpage that's been going on. And again, these things follow Bitcoin. So when you see them dumping hard like that, is it really the project's fault? Maybe, maybe not. So Value is an AI-powered investment and research platform. And if we, the website, okay, we already went through this. I did the same thing last time. You got to go to their Twitter. Let's look at the attention they have first. And they have a website. It's updated. They don't have it linked over on CryptoRank. So I was impressed with the amount of followers they have here, right? 950,000 with 4,461 posts. That is a great amount of attention over on, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. 557,000 impressions on the pin post from October 28th. I think that's a good ratio. It is a little bit of an old post, but they put out this nice video, so they're probably not going to change it right away when they probably spent some time to get that video made. Here is the website. And right off the bat, you see start trading. So this is still in that category of decentralized exchange. Real funds trading, whitelist only. Test token trading, referral only. So if you're looking for a good place to just demo trade, seems like you could just go to the testnet here and demo trade. You do need to be on the whitelist in order to actually use the real product at this point. I didn't spend a long time going over it because it's a decentralized exchange, right? If you've used one, you've kind of used all of them. Let's go to the testnet here, just kind of show off what it is. Again, you have a chart, you have an order book, you have your get in and out, you have spot and future, you have long and short. Like if you've ever used this, it's pretty much all the same. The only criticism I had for them, well, they've upgraded here. They did not have this many pairs yesterday. Why won't it stay up? Okay. So they have a few more pairs than they did. It seems like they're building. All of it says spot. Maybe if I go to futures, I'll see futures. Come on, pop up. Okay, so they do have quite a few futures. They have more futures than they do spot. So that is what it is. Again, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on that. It's a decentralized exchange. You should probably understand that. If not, definitely want to raise that crypto IQ, ask questions. We're always glad to go over any projects that you would like us to go over, and also explain anything that doesn't make sense to you. This is all about raising your crypto IQ, so no question is stupid. No question is dumb, right? If you don't know, it's better that you ask the question and get an answer than to sit there and not know, because that impacts the way that you look at the market. It impacts the way that you allocate your money. I think it's very important. It's more important than trying to save face and not look like you don't know what you're talking about. Nervos Network, CKB. This was on our radar a little while ago. Nervos is a set of protocols that are scalable and interoperable, as well as the open blockchain platform Trustware for decentralized applications. Let's go see how much attention they have over on Twitter. And you can see how the flow goes. We just kind of run through what's trending, take a look at it, make sure we know what everything is, because there could be a hot new coin that comes out that has a great narrative that, like, if a new privacy coin came out, right, launched today, you might want to know about it. A lot of times we even find things on CryptoRank and other places that have not done a token generation event. What does that mean? TGE. It's when the token actually comes out and is available for people to buy. Of course, every project does what they want as far as whitelisting and pre-sales and seed rounds, ICOs, all of those kind of things. That's their own business. But we do look at that as well. So Nervos community account, 121.4 thousand followers. They do have a community with 1,000 members. And 4 hours ago, they made a post. And it has 662 impressions. 4 hours ago is not very... It's actually a repost. So I look at the repost a little bit less. So, from Nervos Bit. Okay, so they're reposting from another channel there. Or no, this is the same channel. They're reposting their own posts. Okay, whatever. But it doesn't have a lot of attention at this point as they just posted it. So let's scroll down a little bit, find something that's a little bit older. December 15th. 6.5 thousand impressions on a pretty simple post here. Seems like a very technical project. Let's dig into it a little bit more and see what else that we can figure out about it. It's proof of work, which will get the miners excited, I guess. It's a layer 1 proof of work launchpad coin list. It's its own chain, so it doesn't really give us a network. We can go look at maybe when this thing came out. Yes, never suffer in silence. Exactly, Blues Guy. If you're suffering in silence, you're not utilizing this channel like you could be. Let's just put it that way. So the 25th of January 2021. This thing's been around for a while. 105.4 million in market cap. And here are our co-founders. They all look foreign. I'm in America. To you, they might not be foreign. To me, they look foreign. Not that that really matters at all. We have an ICO round where they raised 69.4 million in market, money, I guess. I want to call it market cap. But what I was really trying to say is that not all of this money usually goes directly to market cap. You'll see them raise, 50 million and come out with a 5 million market cap because they have treasuries, right? I think some people get confused and they think that the market cap is the company's money. It's not. It's not. It's how much money's in the project that's being held by people. Now, some of those people might be in the project for sure, but there's other people who hold it. It's not money that they actually access. So in the tokenomics on their website, a lot of times we can find how much money they set aside for treasury. When they don't set aside a lot of money for treasury, makes me a little nervous because how are you going to market? How are you going to pay devs and stuff? That's a problem. So common knowledge base. Let's get into this a little bit. Built on RISC-V, a secured proof of work, CKB is the most flexible and interoperable blockchain. It serves as the ultimate foundation of Nervos Network. I think that's what they're going for there. A modular blockchain, another keyword to keep in mind here. Modular. You can niche this project down into a modular blockchain, as that is kind of the evolution, if you will, of blockchains, and especially new blockchains. So network built from the ground up to ensure outstanding security, decentralization, flexibility, and interoperability. Contract kernel of Bitcoin. So Nervos CKB is the first fully Bitcoin isomorphic layer 2 solution. Okay, so everybody's trying to figure out how to be a legit layer of Bitcoin. Seems to be how they're going about it, this isomorphic. I don't know exactly what that means, but I could infer. Layer 2 solution utilizing proof of work and UTXO model. Its main goal is to enhance Bitcoin by adding programmability and scalability through the RGB++ protocol and the UTXO stack. The CKB Lightning Network, without relying on cross-chain bridges, this aims to foster a thriving Bitcoin ecosystem. Everybody seems to, I wouldn't say believe because it's true, there's a lot of money, a lot of liquidity in Bitcoin. It holds most of the market share of the entire space of crypto, And right now it's kind of stagnant. People don't move it around a lot. And so people want them to move it around. In my opinion, I think there's a time and place for that, but I also think there's a lot of people that hold Bitcoin, especially big whales and stuff, who are hedging against inflation and stuff, and they're not trying to move it around on the daily necessarily. Hit the T so that we can keep talking at a million miles a minute here. Supreme Security and Decentralization, CKB leverages the battle-tested proof-of-work consensus algorithm to ensure exceptional security and decentralization. Under all conditions, it is truly decentralized, permissionless, and uniquely resistant to capture by adversarial actors. All right, glitched out on that word. Unmatched flexibility and interoperability. So we're just talking about things that we talk about all the time, so I'm going to skip those. Modular architecture, right? If you don't know what it is, hopefully they explain it here. Nervos was designed as a modular blockchain network from the get-go, meaning it can scale millions of transactions per second through many diverse layer 2 networks without sacrificing security or decentralization. CKB offers pristine security while the layer 2 network built on top ensures unbound scalability. So what is the point of this? Wow, I really don't like that. That's really annoying. It's cool to do over here in the white space, but not where we're trying to read. What I was trying to point out is that the whole evolution of modular architecture, something that Bitcoin and Ethereum don't have, is scalability, right? And that's the problem with most crypto projects, is they lack the ability to scale. So it's good to see a lot of things coming out with that new tech. It's like, you know, zero knowledge is for roll-ups and proofs and stuff like that. It's important that we evolve here in the blockchain technology space. All right, I knew I clicked back one too many times. How's everybody doing out there tonight? How are you holding up with the way that crypto is going? Are you on the brink of giving up? Let me know. How you feeling? Felix is a stablecoin protocol on Hyperliquid. So the takeaway is this is a stablecoin protocol, but I don't believe it is actually a stablecoin. But maybe it is, because we don't have a token yet, right? And it's on Hyperliquid. So Felix is the project, but the actual token is FEUSD. And that's why I was trying to make that distinction there from the project to the actual stablecoin. Because if it was the stablecoin itself, the ticker should be FEUSD. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on a stablecoin. Doesn't really seem like the way to go there. Let's talk about Neverless. Neverless is a cryptocurrency trading platform that supports automated investment accounts. So think of, like, if I remember the project correctly, it's like AI that manages portfolios. So zero fees with trading, which is awesome if you're trying to, build up a very small amount of money trading, because the fees will kill you. Earn higher returns on your assets. So they have, provide liquidity and earn interest, whether that's staking or a different mechanism. There's a couple different mechanisms for that. And what are the big takeaways here? So, of course, category, this is financial. Can we niche it down a little bit more? It's providing liquidity for a return, right? So they have different strategies. So they have an app, right? They don't have like a Web3 version that I can bring up here, but you could look at their app if you were interested in that. You could even scan it directly. You could pause it and scan it. Sleep soundly while your money works. So it's all about your money working for you while you kind of sit back and let them handle getting you a gain on your money. You provide liquidity. They're obviously making more money than they're giving you. So they're winning, you're winning, and you don't have to do any thinking. That's kind of the idea behind pretty much all staking and providing liquidity with different projects. Here's another project called Shift. I'm not as familiar with. We haven't gone over this yet. Underground, we good. You know me. Grateful for low prices. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad to hear that. I'm in that same boat. I'm numb to price action pretty much continuously. Good. Crypto is up and down, but overall, zooming out, it's a very promising market. Exactly. And this has been said on many different people's shows, but I believe we're all still very early. The tech is not mainstream yet, so In my opinion, big reason why I'm in this is because the time to pay attention to this stuff is now. The time to raise your crypto IQ and educate yourself about what all of the stuff means and how it works is now. And maybe that'll help you make good decisions in the future. I don't give financial advice, so like I can kind of only bring you to the water. I can't really make you drink. Shift is a platform that enables representations of stocks and ETF values on blockchain network through tokenization. This sounds very TradFi, RWA of course. Real world assets, the tokenization of everything that is in the real world being tokenized. They don't want me to go to their website. Doesn't happen as much as you would think though. So Shift RWA. Shift stocks on chain, 22,000 followers. Based out of Switzerland, at least the account is 55,000 impressions from September 8th. My first takeaway here is it's weak. It seems weak. That's just my take. They don't have a good website for me to go to. They're basically tokenizing assets. That's not a revolutionary idea here in crypto. X hashtag. Okay, I don't know what this is. X hashtag is a play-to-earn DAO for future work built on Solana. So one thing I talk about, because we love some DeFi gaming. Tomorrow is our DeFi gaming stream. I'm hoping to start that a little bit early and run, you know, at least a couple more hours, maybe a 4-hour stream or something like that versus our normal 2-hour streams. Lots of buys right now. Lots of buying ops right now. Oh, lots of buying apps right now. Sorry if I butchered that. Yeah, there's lots of good things that are on sale in my opinion. So X hashtag is DAO for the future of work that helps communities grow by engaging in play to earn. Its function as a platform that connects individuals with Web3 projects, providing individuals with an earning opportunity for completing on-chain and off-chain micro tasks and helping these projects accelerate growth through rewards. Okay, have you ever been on one of those apps or had something on an app, maybe it was a game, where like they'll give you in-game currency or in-game points if you'll go, you know, do whatever. It'll be like, go to this game, download it, and get to level 10, and when you get to level 10, we'll give you 1,000 in-game, you know, gold coins or whatever. This seems like that same idea. I'm not a huge fan of it. I get it. They're doing it because they partner with these other projects and they're able to drive people over there. Then the project gets downloads on the Play Store or Apple Store. Like, they get their metrics up. Users, monthly users, weekly users, daily users, all those different metrics that people look at. They can get them up by having traffic funneled to them from a game that's already successful. They probably pay to be on that, right? So I think that is something you got to really keep in mind as far as the genuineness of some of the numbers on some apps. 96.1 thousand in the market cap, less than $1 million in market cap. This thing basically just came out. Well, not just came out. That's not what I mean, but it's tiny. Misspoke there. So looks like December 1st, 2021. And it just dropped to nothing and went flat. I don't know why this would be pumping. Let's see what kind of attention. It doesn't seem like they garnished any attention. Doesn't seem like they built a good product. You know, when you come to market with a product, if it's not well received, the chart looks like that. The chart we just looked at. Building the first AI rollup on Solana for Truth. Enabling creation of truth-seeking agents. I mean, this is played out. In my opinion, there's other people doing this better. I personally would not get involved with this. That's my own opinion. Stage 1 is officially on mainnet. So sometimes things to look for is they launch too early with a token. They had these big dreams. It took them forever to build something. And then all of a sudden they actually start releasing stuff. And that can do well, but it's heavy risk. This is big risk, big reward territory. Most people don't want to take that kind of risk, me included. 53,000 impressions from March 31st. Seems lackluster in my opinion. Let's see what they got going on for a website. Sorry you've been blocked. Well, that doesn't necessarily get me excited about the project either. I don't know why I would be blocked. Probably for being in America. All right, Keyring Network. A lot of things trending to go over, right? So that's It's actually a good thing. Keyring Network offers permissionless tools tailored for financial service providers. So again, this is in the category of financial. Keyring Network offers permissioning tools tailored for financial service providers. Keyring empowers these providers with compliant transaction tools on-chain, utilizing zero-knowledge privacy. This enables financial organizations to selectively engage with compliant counterparts securely. Leveraging zero-knowledge (ZK) technology, Keyring ensures institutional-grade privacy and security, safeguarding sensitive data with the financial ecosystem. So it sounds like, one, it's very financial. Two, there's no token generation event here. We just have seed rounds. They've raised $6 million from Greenfield Capital and a handful of other ones. I'm not going to read all of them. So that's what they have going on. They're not, in my opinion, when there's no token generation event, they're not really out yet. They're building and they're leading up to it, but they haven't really rolled out yet. AKA, you can't speculate on it. You can't buy it. You could know about it. You could be excited about the project, but you can't really buy the project, right? 2,073 followers. Again, tiny. Again, when things are really small, it can be great opportunities to get in, or you could just be buying a coin that's never going to do anything. So you have to weigh your risk reward. And, commonly most people say don't put a large amount of money into a highly speculative asset. That just makes sense to me. 707,000 impressions, though. So here's the thing that's weird. So you're telling me 707,000 people saw this post, and I believe that's true. But only 2,073 people followed them. Some of them probably not even from this post. And it's from August 7th, so it's been around a while. So that's a little concerning. That doesn't get me excited either. And let's check out the website if it'll allow me. So institutional grade compliance. So what's the issue here, in my opinion? One, it's not very retail sexy. Like, it's not retail interesting. It's not getting retail excited because institutional grade, right? How many of you guys are very worried about institutional grade compliance? Probably not many of you, if any of you at all. So most of you would never use the use case of this. Now, on the flip side, institutionals have a lot of money, and when they use something because it works well, they're going to probably drop a lot of money, and you can see the value go up a lot. And that's pretty much is what it is. Again, highly speculatable. So STFX, I believe we talked about this yesterday. STFX is a DeFi and social protocol for short-term asset management. STFX is pioneering the concept of single trade vaults. Sorry, I was going to say value. Single trade vaults, short duration, non-custodial, active asset management vaults that are dedicated to one trade. So before just reading all of that stuff, let's see first what kind of attention they have. And throw like a 111 in the chat if you find this information useful. Do you like when we go over all these new coins that are trending? Are you not interested in it? Are you more here because you want to just hear about the topic of the day? Is that what you're more here for? Do you think we should do the topic first and this later? Just let me know your thoughts. I always want to hear some feedback. You always got to get feedback. That's what I've learned. 34.4 thousand followers. STFX is 5.1 is live. That is the... Oh, it's not a pin post, just a post. They don't seem to have pin posts. Memes, more memes, and more memes, and more memes. Okay, so doesn't look like anything of any substantial value here. A low amount of followers. Proportionally not a horrible impression rate, but that's from October 21st. So yeah, I would say that's pretty bad. Let's go back here. No token generation event, so I'm not sure why people are getting excited. The one thing that you have to keep in mind, right? So if you have a project like this, no token generation event, and it's trending, people are searching it. There's a reason. Somewhere, somebody, it could be a pump group, you never know, is talking about it, and the people are in that community are going and actually, looking out the project to see what information they can find. So sometimes it could be a sign that something is going to happen soon. Sometimes it's just people talking about something and it's getting a little bit of a burst of attention for some reason. So this is their kind of Web3 version. You can connect your wallet, MetaMask, or you could log in with email. It's kind of a combination. We see this sometimes where it's like a combination of Web 2 and Web 3, where you can kind of make an email kind of thing, or you can sign in with a wallet. And when we were looking at this the other day, they really didn't allow you to see anything. I don't know if it was because I didn't connect a wallet and then you unlock access. You can stake. They have these different tiers. I thought it was interesting that, basic, you get 0 APR, and then from bronze to diamond, you get the exact same percentage of APR. They have all these other features, though. 2x governance boost and 50% investor protocol fee discount. But what do you got to pay to get into this? You got to stake 75,000. And it looks like Crypto Rank just doesn't have the information here. All-time market cap 59.3 million. I don't know where it's at now because we're just not getting the data feed. So you have to ask yourself why. Why are they not able to really get the data feed for that? I got 1111. All right. I guess 1 out of 10, 10%. That's good. 10% interaction. I'm going to tell myself that's a good thing. So, OKB. So we covered all of those interesting things. And that, again, is your top 20 coins searched in the last 7 days. So that's just searched, right? That's the takeaway here. Now we're going to go to 20 most visited coins in the last 7 days. So they took the next step. They didn't just search it. They actually visited it, which to me means more interest, right? So I look a little more heavier on this list than that list, but it's good to see because a lot of times things move over here from search to visited. Zip is being really active. I appreciate that. He says 111 as well. I'm glad that you guys enjoy the information. So we have this TheorQ AI. I'm probably butchering the name. I'm good for that for sure. So a chain ML, they created their approach around 2 pivotal elements, chain ML AI engines and chain ML AI protocol. These customizable and composable AI engines streamline the integration of cutting-edge generative AI models into various applications. Their AI protocol is tailor-made for AI and intrinsic numeric applications, ensuring access to cost-efficient GPU compute via a decentralized network of dedicated computation providers. This decentralized compute network, I always just want to say computation, it sounds better. This decentralized computation network becomes accessible through automated matchmaking mechanisms on ChainML compute market, presenting a resilient solution for AI requirements. 5.3 million in market cap. It came out, looks like the 16th of December, so 2 days ago, and it's done nothing but crash to the ground. It's not the best time to launch a project. If you're launching a project right now, it's like, did you just have it on the schedule for a long time and then you don't want to change it because you've already told people and made posts? I don't know what it is, but if I was a project, I feel like I would probably say, hey, let's hold off for a week or two and see if anything changes, or a month or two and see if anything changes. Get a moment of even a week of some pump or something like that to ride, instead of just launching in such a negative, bearish environment. Because the launch of your token is a one-time event. It's not like you get to keep coming back and relaunching it, unless you're one of these people who's constantly moving to a new contract, but that doesn't really work over and over again either. Advancing the agentic, everything AI agent, everything AI economy. TheorQ, or TheorIQ's, I'm just going to call it TheorQ, suite of products bring AI to crypto. Harness the power of autonomy with our flagship products, Alpha Vault and Alpha Swarm. We've talked, I think, quite extensively about AI agents. We did a whole stream last week on AI Swarm, and I think that's something that definitely is good. I think you're just gonna continue to see more and more AI narrative, AI products, and the advancement of AI. So I think the better you understand it is a positive overall, but also it kind of bleeds into things outside of crypto as well. You might understand something that's going on in, the world of AI more than just crypto. All right, I'm done with that. Syracuse Alpha Protocol enables anonymous agent and swarm collaboration. So optimize liquidity and perform complex financial tasks on-chain and create a trust-minimized adaptive ecosystem for DeFi. So trust minimization is important because when you're trying to get things to move quickly, you can't have this very abrasive layer in between everything where it takes forever for things to be verified. What is trust? It's verification. So an AI agent is a single AI agent, right? And you put a bunch of AI agents together and they're a swarm, right? And so what is the purpose of having a swarm versus a single AI agent? If you're trying to deploy multiple strategies and you're not really sure which one is the best, having a swarm and many different agents doing many different things and trying different things, you can figure out what works a lot quicker. DeFi primitives, agent autonomy. AI is pretty much implied there. Swarm coordination and agent reputation. So one thing that I do think is going to be very popular is the whole AI agents having purpose and stuff, but also having a reputation for, do they stall out and not work? Do they actually deliver what they said, as far as like they say, oh, we'll give you 20%. It's a trading bot. Say it's an AI agent trading bot and it's going to go trade for you. Do they consistently crank out the decent percentage, or do a lot of times they promise you 20% and give you 3% or lose your money? Like you kind of want to have a reputation that you could kind of go off of when you're choosing which AI, because there'll probably be many of the AI agents that do very similar tasks, and you'll be sitting there trying to decide which one you put your money into. Always forever hitting back too many times. All right, let's go down. We have Jensen AI. Let's take a look at that. Jensen AI raised $30 million. No token generation event. Andreessen Horowitz, that is who mostly gave the money, it looks like, but you got 14 others. I teeter back and forth between digging into these different venture capitals. They're just providing liquidity. I don't really know if that's worth it. I mean, here's a good example. Andreessen Horowitz is a big capital provider, right? They're the AI16Z crypto. They're affiliated with them. I'm pretty sure they've been around a lot longer than that. But anyways, when you see them, maybe you think, okay, these guys have a better eye for something that's going to do well. So maybe I pay a little bit more attention. That's my thought there. Jensen is a layer 1 trustless protocol for deep learning computation that directly rewards supply-side participation for pledging their compute time to the network and performing ML tasks. I'll probably say this until I am blue in the face. AI needs lots of resources. Everybody who's been, it doesn't matter if you're bullish or bearish on AI, you understand what the narrative is and what they're telling you it's going to do. It's going to run the world, right? It's going to run all transportation, the stocking at your local grocery store, that kind of stuff. This big thing that's going to coordinate everything because it's so fast and intelligent. Well, it needs a lot of resources, whether it's memory, GPU, you name it. Think of anything that a computer would need. Basically, it needs that and more. Oracles feeding data. And so everybody's kind of rushing. It's like the next gold rush. It's the gold rush of AI. Can you solve or just have... You don't have to solve the whole problem. You could innovate and do it that way, but you could also just have a large amount of computational power to sell to big AI, products, and therefore you're going to make a lot of money, which is always the name of the game, right? 93.3 thousand followers, pin post from December 9th, 360,000 impressions. Good ratio, a lot more than they have followers. December 9th was not long ago. So what does that tell me? Again, we constantly do these ratios, so I want to point out when something is actually good. They have a lot of attention to get this much attention in such a short amount of time with a low amount of followers. So keep that in mind. Melissa is back. Thank you for dropping all of those things. And I am going to go pin that. I do appreciate that. I like that you included the Twitter in there as well. Definitely go follow me over on Twitter if you haven't already, or X. I don't know what you want to call it. I just call it both, back and forth. So I appreciate you doing that, and also I appreciate anybody who follows me over on X. I like calling it X. I actually like X better than Twitter. Although, most people know it as Twitter. So that's Jensen AI. Rave DAO, I mean, is it really worth talking about? There are people who are going to put on events at what do you want to call it? Word's not coming to my mind. At conventions, that's the word I was looking for. At different crypto conventions and things, they're going to do these raves, right? And I guess all of the elitist crypto people will go to them. Rave DAO is a project rave onboarding EDM fans, electronic dance music fans, to crypto via NFTs. And we could read this whole long thing. I don't think it's worth it. Their website was interesting looking, so we'll go to that. 101.5 million, 101 million, we'll leave it at that. And the thing is not come out all that long ago. Let's go to the 7-day. Okay, let's go to the 30-day. All right, let's go. Oh, it just bounced us back to the 1 day. You can't even go. Okay, so it's just bouncing us back. Looks like it came out December 17th, which was yesterday. We were talking about this coin before it launched. How well it's going to do, I have no idea. It's just like the music industry as a whole. They're going to do as well as they promote, as well as they put on events, as well as they work with and basically pay high-level influencers to make sure people know about this and come to it. They're going to do as well as they hire videographers to come in and take video and make promotionals. Like, there's a lot of background stuff that has to go on to make this popular, to make people care about it, right? Can it be the next Burning Man? I don't think so. But, my point is that if you're speculating on this, you definitely have to understand that there's a lot of things that can make this do well or not do well at all. So you have Amsterdam dance event, Dubai. They have things on the schedule, right? 2049 Singapore, that's already happened. Bitcoin Asia, Hong Kong Bamboo. And so yeah, that's pretty much, they have a charity side of things, Rave for Light, so they have potential, but it's not my cup of jam personally. It's not something I would be super excited to get into. I like to stay a lot of times more into where the liquidity is in an ecosystem. I like Deep Book. I like Aerodrome. I like stuff like that. Of course, I hold lots of different things. Very interesting, buddy. Yeah, I definitely think so. And if you're big in electronic dance music and you go to crypto conventions, maybe you will go to one of those things. Infrared IR, if you do come back and report to us, right? 26 cents here for Infrared, ticker IR. Infrared Financial stands as a liquidity staking protocol on Berachain. I talked about Berachain yesterday. I think Berachain is pretty interesting. It's a layer 1 that's basically forked from Ethereum. Therefore, every project that's built with EVM compatible, which is most projects, can easily fork over it. So they can quickly have a big ecosystem, right, and be integrated into things quite easily. It's a very interesting way to go, in my opinion. What are we on? The hourly? Oh, this is, I'm thinking we're on Berachain. No, we are not on Berachain. So this thing came out today. This thing came out today. We were talking about it yesterday. It wasn't out yet. So what does that tell you? That's 2 different coins, if not 3, that right here we were talking about yesterday that didn't launch their coin until today. Meaning people search things before it's about to launch, right? And this is so much built into Berachain, right? Proof of liquidity. This is what makes Berachain different from Ethereum. Ethereum was proof of work on conception, later changed to proof of stake, and Berachain has forked their code in their proof of liquidity. So this is all about liquidity, right? You have the proof of liquidity vaults. You have the IBGT, which is a wrapped asset of the Berachain token, which is a native governance token. And then you have iBera, which is a wrapped asset of Bera, the actual token Bera. And then you have Honey over on Berachain, which is their stablecoin. And that's pretty much all there is to say. What is the category? It's financial. past financial, it's liquidity. I mean, it's literally all about proof of liquidity. So I would niche it down to liquidity or staking. We got tempo, and we're really being thorough today. What'll happen is a lot of times it'll be a project like tempo. I've gone over it 3-4 days in a row, and then I won't talk about it for 4 or 5 days just because we've talked about it, but I will eventually pull it back up, especially if it continues to trend. So this thing has raised, it says total raise / valuation. Big difference, right? 500 million total raise, which is a lot of money. But 5 billion in valuation, that's kind of crazy to me. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So Tempo is an EVM. You see it in everything. Ethereum virtual machine, compatible layer 1 blockchain designed. I always mess myself up when I click that in the middle of it. Designed for payment processing. So what is the category? Financial. What is the niche? Payment processing. It does not replace general purpose blockchain. I can tell I need to hit that T again. TM Hustling in the house. Always comes and is faithful to the channel. I appreciate you, man. Blockchain, but okay, sorry. It does not replace general purpose blockchain, but introduces features intended for high volume payments. So this thing is all about payments. I'm not going to bore you to death with it. No token generation event. Project lead is this Matt guy. I'm not even going to try to say his last name because I will totally mess it up. The blockchain for payments at scale. Tempo is a purpose-built layer 1 blockchain for payments deployed in partnership with leading fintech and Fortune 500 companies, I'm sure. Tempo enables high throughput, low cost global transactions for any case. So even though this probably works with big institutional products, you know, big people on the stock market, stuff like that, allowing them to do payments through blockchain, critical infrastructure for the evolution of blockchain technology, interoperability, bringing it to the masses. This type of stuff is highly needed. At the same time, retail doesn't care about it. They don't pay attention to it. It's not a meme coin. It doesn't build a huge community. It doesn't get people excited at all, right? And so they can be good speculation points, but you kind of have to do a deeper research on these tokens and see what kind of connections they have, see what markets they're in. Is this market in the Asian market? Are they in the, American market? Are they in the European market? Are they in multiple markets? These are all really good things to think about here because, the American market is the biggest market. So to me, if I found out that they weren't in the American market and didn't have any connections, they didn't have a team in America, they didn't have a headquarters in America, there's multiple reasons why that would be really important to me. The number one being, there's a lot of speculation that American-based cryptocurrencies, and basically I think they just have to have an office in America, they have to have some representation in America, right? Will have different taxation on holding them and taking profit. That's something that's been floated and speculated. It is not concrete on paper. It hasn't been passed yet, but that's one thing that catches my interest. The other one is the obvious one of market size and market share. If they're only in the Asian market, well, then I don't think they're going to do as well. There's so many different things to take from that. I could go on a long rant, and I will spare all of you. Let's go see how much attention they have. Yes, I do feel like I'm talking at 1,000,000 miles a minute, but every time I ask about it, everybody says this is a good pace for the show. I want to cover stuff, but I don't want to just say the same thing or just spend too much time on anything like I'm doing right now. The blockchain designed for payments, 60.4 thousand followers, 928,000 impressions. Why? Because they went live? Good for them, I'm never negative. I'm never against a project for no reason. But that's a lot of impressions, so that kind of surprises me. Do they have real attention? Also, this is a very techie project, right? There's a lot of techie type stuff behind it. The average person just probably wouldn't understand, and that's okay. You don't always have to understand all of it, but if you come to this show, you will slowly compound that knowledge over time and begin to understand things better. I hope everybody is feeling that way. And with that being said, as there are several other things for us to go over here, let's see, where were we? We were at Tempo, so we're going to come back to Rainbow in a minute, but we're going to hop into our IQ raising event of the day. The whole thesis of this whole channel is all about deep diving, but also about raising our crypto IQ. Says thank you for all the hard work and dedication underground. You're absolutely welcome, brother. Thank you for being here, because all that hard work would mean pretty much nothing if nobody came to the stream. And in the time when crypto is down, I still have 11 people here. I'm happy with that. I could talk about why I made this channel and me holding myself accountable, but I also will spare everybody from that. I'll save it for another day. It says Blues Senior. So we're about to hop into this. Nobody go anywhere. I've been drinking too much of this tea. I'm going to run take a leak. It'll take 1 minute. I hate to do it every time. Not that I do it every time, but every time I do it, I hate to do it. And yeah, so I'll be right back. All right, and I am back. I appreciate everybody holding strong for me there. Underground needs a pee pot. Yeah, that would be hilarious. Not gonna do that. All right, let's talk about the topic of the day. What is a complex system? A complex system, yes, I already read this, but we'll get through it quickly. A complex system is any system made up of many interacting parts where no single component controls the whole thing. Behavior emerges from interactions, not design. Cause and effect are not linear, if you understand what linear is. Many exchanges have large delayed consequences. I said exchanges, that's hilarious. Small changes can have large delayed consequences. Examples, of course, include governments, corporations, financial systems, ecosystems, cities, supply chains, technologies, and social works. I'm going to attempt to slow down here, because I do want everybody to soak it up. I don't want to just say it so fast that it runs past everybody. I am good at talking way too fast. I was thinking the same thing. He needs an empty bottle under the table. Boy, that would be awkward, me trying to do that in the middle of the stream. The older you get, the weaker the bladder, no joke. I just am always drinking way too many herbal teas. I just came back from the gym where I probably drank like 4 bottles of water. Like, I'm just always drinking way too much. Complex systems are not fragile by default. They're adaptive, resilient, and efficient under normal conditions. That's a good takeaway there. Their failure comes from how they scale, not their initial design. I think this is a really good moment to like hang on this for a second in the crypto raising event here, because it's not because of the way that they were designed that usually they fail in their complexity. It's the scalability, right? Complexity grows faster than understanding. As systems expand, rules multiply, exceptions accumulate, dependencies increase, feedback loops overlap. Human understanding does not scale at the same rate. Decision makers operate with partial information, delayed data, and simplified models. It's all about speed. The system becomes more complicated than any individual or group can fully grasp. This gap between system complexity and human understanding is where quiet failure begins. Optimization creates hidden fragility or a fragileness, right? Complex systems are often optimized for efficiency, speed, output, cost reduction. Optimization removes slack. Slack includes redundancy, buffers, margin for error, and time to react. Think about you were downloading something or you're trying to watch a video and it's like constantly buffering. I feel like we don't really deal with that as much anymore as it used to be the norm in anything that you tried to watch, right? Because the internet wasn't good. So that would be Slack, right? When systems are optimized too aggressively, they perform well under normal conditions but poorly under stress. Failure becomes more likely, less visible until it's too late, until it just mostly just crashes. So feedback loops regulate behavior inside systems. Healthy systems balance positive feedback, growth acceleration, negative feedback, stability correction. Quiet failures occur when positive feedback overwhelms corrective mechanisms, warnings are delayed or ignored, incentives reward short-term gains. That's one that we've talked about a lot. And we are kind of compounding on the narrative that we've been talking about here. By the time feedback signals become obvious, the system has already drifted far from stability. So by the time it starts showing itself, a lot of times it's a little bit too late. Incentives shape behavior more than intention. So the complex systems, individuals respond to incentives, not ideals. So it's not about like what they designed to do. It's just where can you suck the most value out of, right? It's like a MEV situation. Problems emerge when incentives reward local success but harm global stability. Metrics replace meaning. Performance indicators become targets. People do what the system rewards, even when it undermines the system itself. So that sounds like a flaw in design of the system. This creates slow compounding damage that looks like normal operation until it's too late. Information gets distorted as it travels upward. As information moves through layers of hierarchy, nuance is removed, uncertainty is hidden, bad news is often softened, and success is amplified, right? So that when bad news come out, they kind of soften it and try to make it not seen, but then when they have the smallest success, they amplify it and make all this hype out of it. Decision makers receive sanitized reports, lagging indicators, and incomplete signals. If you're a trader, then you should definitely understand the difference between a lagging indicator and a non-lagging indicator. The system appears healthy at the top while deteriorating at the edges. This delay masks failure. So a lot of these things are failing for a long time and nobody really outside of maybe the project knows it. Even inside the project, they may not know it. All right, what do we got going on here in the chat? We'll take 2 seconds. Yeah, stuck in the car. Hey, I've been on plenty of long drives, right? The funny thing, the bottle got full and I just stopped it. That's hilarious. Mom, hang up the phone. I'm on the internet. Yep, Blues guy definitely gets it. I totally understand. I have been stuck in traffic holding it. Yeah, you know, you got to go. You got to go. All right. And I usually always make sure to go take a leak before I start the show, and I didn't do that today. And again, I'm still chugging this tea over here. All right, local success can hide global decay. I think this is a really interesting idea, right? So locally, they're having a lot of success, but it can kind of mask the fact that globally, overall, if you want to say that, there's a lot of decay. So subsystems can perform well individually while the overall system is weakened. Example, departments meeting targets while the organization declines. So a department of the company is doing really well while the overall organization is not. Profits rising while structural risk grows. So they're making a lot of profits and they're looking great, but the structuralness of the company itself or the integrity of the blockchain network has a lot of risks that are growing. Efficiency improving while resilience disappears. Local optimization hides systemic imbalance. The system continues functioning but on borrowed time. Can anybody think of any projects that might fit this mold? Be interested to see what people say. Ever seen a full moon in broad daylight? It's hilarious. When a small failure, I hope you all are soaking this up. I hope you all are getting this. When small failures do not cause immediate collapse, they become accepted. So small failures happen. It doesn't have this big dramatic effect on the whole network. And so people begin to just kind of accept that those failures happen. Over time, exceptions become routine. Shortcuts become the standard. When you see patch after patch after patch, that's usually because they don't have a solution. They're just making very small solutions and not solving the overall problem. That's a good warning sign. Warning signs become background noise. People just stop ignoring, or they just start ignoring the warning signs altogether because they don't have a solution to it, or they just don't have the manpower, or the management is really lacking, stuff like that. What is my computer doing? Or sorry, my TV is doing something weird. All right, moving on. Sorry about that. Yeah, this process normalizes failure without acknowledging it. The system adapts, but in the wrong direction, right? It's adapting down, not up. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, Blues Guy, for sure. Stability breeds overconfidence. Periods of long stability create belief that systems are safer than they are. Confidence is in existing models and resistance to change. Ironically, the longer a system survives, the harder it becomes to imagine its failure. This psychological effect delays corrective action. Failure begins at the margins, so quiet failure usually starts at the edge in low visibility areas among smaller participants in overlooked subnets. Because the core is still functioning, early signs are dismissed as noise. By the time the core is affected, recovery is difficult or probably almost impossible, right? So it breaks it into two parts for me. I love when it does that. And now I kind of want to go look at some news. Let's see if there's any good, not good news, but any news that we need to look at that's relevant. Please give me all the crypto news for today that is important. Drinking mineral water, good for you. It depends. Is it organic or inorganic? Most drinking spring water type stuff is inorganic. It's not processed by plants, right? It's not in its organic form, and therefore it mostly builds up and leads to malabsorption. Everybody wants to drink spring water. It's why a lot of people have malabsorption. Minerals as spring water or adding Celtic salt to it. And I use a lot of Celtic salt. Matter of fact, all of the water bottles, I put Celtic salt a little bit in each one of them before I went to the gym. It had just been like, an hour and a half, 2 hours since I've been at the gym. So, it just, it runs through you. U.S. crypto industry cheers 2025 wins, but party may fizzle next year. So U.S. industry, crypto industry, cheers 2025 wins. Is that regulation? What are we talking about here? But party may fizzle next year. Yeah, I mean, if it's in a bear market, right? Solana news today. Sol slides below 130 underperforming. SoFi launches new SoFi USD stablecoin retail rollout coming soon. Coinbase appoints UK Finance Minister George Osborne to run advisory council. Coinbase expands from crypto to stock trading prediction markets. Yes, we had a big update from Coinbase. I definitely saw that coming. Whoever this is, the bank, Palmer Luckey's crypto-orientated financial startup just got one step closer to launching. So this Erebor bank. U.S. seizes e-note crypto exchanges for laundering ransomware payments. Huh. So it's ransomware payments. So they laundered the payment? I don't know. Like, is that just because the people use their network? That's a very interesting take here. Power to you guys for knowing how to be healthy. Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful underground. So good to have healthy habits. Absolutely. Yeah, you only get one life in one body, right? As far as I know. Pretty confident in that. How a New York man may have posed as an employee at one of the world's largest crypto exchanges. That's from the Times of India. Okay. And Bitcoin and XRP struggle again. Why Coinbase, Robinhood, and strategy stocks are rising. So we're not going to go through the market stuff. We'll do regulation, policy, and industry moves. U.S. crypto industry reflects on 2025 wins. The sector enjoyed regulatory moments this year with eased rules, dropped SEC lawsuits, federal stablecoin laws, and bank licenses, but major legislation reforms are still stalled. Yes, they stalled it till, they're always like, it's stalled till next year. It's like next year is in like 2 weeks, guys. That's not a big deal. Major corporate and product news. SoFi launches a stablecoin. Coinbase appoints George Osborne to head Global Advisory Council to deepen policy influences abroad. Maybe they can figure out how to play nice with the UK. That's a good question, Melissa. Should you add the Celtic salt to your water every time or once a day? It kind of depends on how much every time. Yeah, it depends on how much you put in at a time, right? Every time you pass by the salt pot and every time you drink liquid. Yeah. So I like to just add a little bit all the time. Some people like to make one very salty drink a couple times a day. I feel like Blues Guy, I think Blues Guy would agree with this a lot. I feel like consistently throughout the day, all the time is a much better than trying to take in a lot, because your body mostly dumps everything that you can't handle at one time, right? It flushes it. It's like it's almost like we're becoming like a health channel or something here. Oh, that one guy, Bankroll in the house, says, yo, 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 what's up, family? What's up, man? I appreciate you being here. We're just talking over a little bit of news here. Coinbase expands beyond crypto into stock trading and prediction markets. This Erebor Bank, financial startup, getting closer to coming out, cleared by the FDIC. U.S. law enforcement seizes these e-note exchange, which I've never heard of, probably set up just to launder money. 15 million Coinbase fraud scheme uncovered. A suspect allegedly posed as a Coinbase employee to steal crypto from 100 victims. That's kind of crazy. Market snapshot in brief context. So crypto markets are reflecting on macro forces. Yeah, we don't need to read that. It's not really worth reading. So let's bounce back over to where we were. We were on Rainbow, and I was just running through, just being a little bit more due diligence with our trending today and going over some projects that maybe I hadn't been going over because we went over them many times before. I do a pinch of salt. Yeah, okay. Not going to read that one. If you take too much, you'll regrow. You'll regrow it up. Your body automatically rejects it. I think there's a typo there. Japan rate hike meeting starting in 8 minutes. All right, Bankroll, keep us posted on that. I appreciate you being in the sauce like that. I can't be everywhere all the time. So Rainbow has raised $3 million from Y Combinator, whoever that is. And it took like 4 people to raise, these must be lower grade investors and venture capitalists, because between like the 4 of them, they raised $3 million. Rainbow is an open source self-custody wallet. So this is a self-custody wallet. Rainbow Wallet is a versatile suite of tools designed to streamline cryptocurrency management. Compatible with Android and iOS for mobile, as well as desktop applications and extensions. This project empowers users to create and manage Ethereum-based wallets effortlessly. The Rainbow Wallet service offers a range of functionalities. For that, we should go look at how much attention and just go to their website and check out the products. This bull is shaking, not gonna lie. Yeah, that's where they love to take us. I'm not saying it's bullishness around the corner. I'm just saying I'm numb to it and I'm here. If it takes another 4 years for things to really boom, I will be here for that. 115,000 impressions, 113.8 thousand followers, from December 16th. That's only 2 days ago. It's pretty good. Almost 100% of their follower, ratio. It's almost 100% there in 2 days. Rainbow has some attention. But then you go to the next post from 4 hours ago. Oh, it was only 4 hours ago. 2.9 thousand impressions. The exact same post, it looks like. Yeah, them reposting their own post. 6.7 thousand impressions. Is that how you get so many posts, right? You just keep reposting your own post? Nice. Maybe that's the strat on Twitter that I don't know about here. Let's go to the website. You've been invited to Rainbow. Here is your referral code. And you can download it on mobile. We had a different website the other day. All right, here we are. Experience crypto in color, fun, powerful, and secure wallets. I don't know. Am I getting tired or something? I'm reading things that aren't there. Rainbow extension, built for speed, built for power. It's a wallet, guys. We've talked about it before. It operates like most wallets. I assume it has everything that, most wallets have. Maybe it has some I don't know. Maybe it has some new revolutionary features, but doesn't seem like it. Nothing kind of jumps out at me here. Let's kind of run through it. So do anything with Ledger and Tether. That's cool. Impersonation mode. Use any wallet in read-only mode with just an address. All the layer 2s token. So they have a lot of different projects on there. Very interoperable. Secure NFTs. Custom RPCs. Of course, anybody can say these things. You kind of have to get on it and see how much you like it. But if you need another wallet, there you go. Might be worth looking at. I'll kind of wait to see how the market treats it, right? Do I never hear about it again after 2-3 months, or do I hear a lot of people saying that they're using it? Then we have Octra. We're going to go down more, I believe. Yeah, I think that's probably right. Man, yeah, I hear that we the people here to stay. Exactly. I think we're all very early, and it just takes time. We have the ups and the downs. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here for the long haul. Yeah, I'm with you, Melissa. It's like that moment from Wolf of Wall Street, It's like, I'm not going anywhere. 29 million raised for Octra. Octra is an FHE blockchain network with support for isolated execution environments. I know that probably sounds like a lot of just absolute gibberish to most people. We're trying to change that, trying to raise the crypto IQs so that people can understand all that is being said. I was hoping that they had one of the websites that was talking about FHE had an explanation of it, and I thought that would be cool, but it's not here. So Octra is universally encrypted computation for blockchain, AI, and apps powering future economies. So what is the category? It's DePIN. It's decentralized infrastructure. And it's something that like more crypto projects would probably use in the background to scale or to make their app better. So I guess you would normally say, man, need something to drink again. Been drinking a lot of Moline today, I can tell. Anyways, it's not what we would call like a forward facing, like a retail facing company. It's more infrastructure for other companies to use, right? So this is Voy. It's chilling at 5 cents. Has 12.6 million in its market cap. Is an intent-based cross-chain perpetual DEX aggregator. Well, we've heard intent-based somewhere else before. Aggregator that supports multiple EVM and non-EVM networks. It offers the flexibility to integrate additional networks as needed. Voy. Facilitates leverage trades on perpetual DEX across supported networks, prioritizing trading efficiency and simplifying the management of gas expenses. Additionally, I don't know what to call it, Voy, I'm going to call it that, provides a unified interface for perpetual DEX across supported chains. So it's another decentralized exchange. Is that what it is? I think we have enough decentralized exchanges at this point, but I guess let them all come to market, let them all compete with each other. It's not loading, whatever it is. Let's go to their Twitter instead. Maybe they have a different website. But yeah, let them all come in, let them all compete with each other, and may the best decentralized exchange win, right? Trading marketplace. Yeah, I'm good on that. 192.6 thousand followers. Pin post has 857,000 impressions. Looks like a cool little video. Nothing really going on as far as sound. Just a promotional video. All right, not that exciting. It's a decentralized exchange. We're not going to spend a ton of time on that. I think you know at this point what a decentralized exchange is. And wrong place. All right. And let's see, how long has it been around? Wow, it's been around since oh, it's on the 1 minute. Why would they start me on the 1 minute chart? Anyway, it's been around since today. It launched today. So that's all you really need to know. Keep it on your radar. It's a decentralized exchange. Maybe it does well, maybe it doesn't. The environment in the market right now is not optimal. That's for sure. And that really covers everything except for this MAGMA finance. Magma finance, right? Again, category would be finance. Magma Finance is a decentralized finance protocol focused on the SWI blockchain ecosystem and Move-based blockchains, right? Move is a coding language, for anybody who doesn't know that. Just like, you know, Ethereum has its own coding language, so does Cardano. Like, a lot of them have different coding languages. A lot of them use, you know, what makes them EVM compatible, which is the Ethereum base code. 16th of December. This has been 2 days old. It's got 25 million in market cap. Honestly, compared to a lot of projects that come out, it hasn't dipped that hard. It had a high of like 19 cents, but of course that's a quick wick up, or it came out there and just immediately dropped. Has been moving mostly flat, so that could be a good sign. You can get it Bitmart, Mexi Global, Gate. Sometimes Bitmart does have things that other places don't have. Link to Bitmart in the description if you just want to have another exchange to use to add to your repertoire. I do like having more than one exchange, that is for sure. Shout out to anybody who's rolling in here. Smash that like button. We're going over trending coins right now. We are talking about Magma Finance, and you know, join the link to the Discord is in the chat and the description. All right, so Magma Finance has 34.2 thousand followers. The pin post is from December 8th. 125,000 impressions here. Magma is rising. I see what they did there. We secured $6 million in strategic funding to build the most adaptive liquidity engine on the SWI network. I do like that it's SWI focused. Obviously, I hold some SWI, so I'm biased there. But I do like to see the SWI ecosystem having some attention, having new products come and build on it. I think that's really important. Let's go check out their website. I've been blocked. I've mostly probably been blocked because I'm in America. It happens quite often, so unfortunately I can't really show off their website to you guys. But that is Magma Finance. We will just go down here and read the description. Do we not have a description? We read the simple one, but usually more detail. There we go. So, key features of the Magma Finance. Built on the SWI network, concentrated liquidity, automated market maker, permissionless and open access community governance, stablecoin offering, and security and transparency in this VE tokenomics. Inspired by a successful model like Velodrome and Aerodrome, this system incentivizes users to lock tokens for governance rights and fee sharing, and rebased rewards. Is that like restaking? Fostering a sustainable liquidity ecosystem. Glitching out on that there. All right, and that pretty much covers all of the what is trending. Let's go take a look at our top gainers, top losers of the day. Dude, a little birdie told me is good. Mant is a good spot to buy here. What is that project you've been shorting? Like, what was it about? Volume is here. Lock in. It's about to get wicked. Okay, I have some sweet. Sorry, Mantle USD. Yeah, I saw that Camsta was shorting Mantle. Yeah, had my best day ever. 2 shorts, $50 each, doubled the bankroll in one day. Now you just got to try to hold on to it, right? Don't let it go to your head. Don't get reckless. Stay locked in. I was in sweet on 10 out of 10 crash day. Sorry, I was talking and Mantle USD. Okay, Camsta, you doing it, player. Mantle, can we research that? Yeah. We can look at Mantle. I don't know why Mantle was what he was shorting. Maybe because there was liquidity. So at one point it was BitDAO, and then it migrated to Mantle back in 2023. Just so everybody knows. 1.1. Sorry, I'm so used to reading giant numbers. $1.15. I was like 1.1 million. No, sorry, it is $1.15. Max chart says that it came out back July 16th, 2023, and 125.3% up on the max chart. So even if you bought this thing back at the inception, you'd at least have doubled your money. Anyways, it's got a 3.7 billion in market cap, 6.2 billion max supply, about half of it's out, right? A little over half of it's out in circulation. Total value locked is 648 million. Has an Ethereum contract and a Mantle contract, meaning it is a smart contract platform, a layer 2, if you will. And it's in a bunch of different portfolios, made in China, so it's a Chinese coin. And let's go look at their website. Group.mantle.xyz. Oh, okay. Yep, he says, even though you're shorting it, someone told me it's a discount to buy on spot for long-term holds. There you go. Blockchain for banking. Bringing crypto to your everyday. A world where finance is free, efficiency and accessibility, powered by tokenized technology, and it's open to all. So innovation pillars, Mantle Network, METH protocol, function, Mantle Index, Mantle X. So they have a bunch of different products here. Obviously, they're in the financial category here. Eco Fund. I'm looking for an ecosystem, right? Okay, so here's ecosystem. It's all going to be financial stuff, most likely, right? Except for this says next generation blockchain MMORPG Homeland. It's a game. I mean, Mantle is a layer 1, so I guess anything could build on it. Season server is officially live. Play now. Do we need to download? Yeah, you need to download. Servers are in Asia. Again, this is a Chinese project, so that's to be expected. Interesting looking game, though. All right. So, not a whole lot to report on Mantle. Mantle has been around for a long time, right? It's financial. They have different financial products. So, if you're looking at that kind of thing, there's not a whole lot to report here. Seems like there is a lot of things built on top of it. Seems like it does have a good ecosystem. But there's not really a whole lot to talk about unless you were going to do TA on it, right? Unless you're going to look at technical analysis, which I don't really do on this channel. So I'm going to move on from Mantle. I think most people are familiar with what Mantle is. Top gainers, top losers. Fast token and jelly. And then Sadcoin was a top loser yesterday. Now it's back to the American dream. They just keep swapping here. Power protocol, folks, like a lot of things that we're pumping are now top losers. Your top loser of the day is down 56.5%. And your top winner of the day is up 173%. So keep that in mind. Trying to incorporate everything I learned. Make sure you're talking about MNT and not Manta. I'm not sure what Manta is, but we talked about Mantle. Stay patient, family. Keep learning and keep growing. Yep, exactly. That's what I would preach. I can see the growth in everyone in this group. Hey, I'm so glad that you said that, man. I think we're doing good things here. Not a lot to report from our top gainers, top losers. A lot of it is stuff that we already had gone over, like Rave DAO, and earlier we talked about Jelly and Fast Token. So from there, we're going to kind of transition into the crypto hangout part of the show where you can ask whatever questions you want, bring up any projects that you want me to go over. We'll play some DeFi games. Blues Guy, are you in for some Panzer Dogs to kick it off? Oh, yeah, I put way too much Slippery Elm in that. Oh, wait, sorry. I take that back. We are not transitioning into the... No. We have to do the second part of the IQ raising event of the day. Yeah, Manta is Ohm. Yeah, exactly. Why is this not loading? All right, here we are. Of course, it can't ever just remember where we are or where I left off. All right, so we're talking about why complex systems don't do well sometimes, right? Or have failures. Linear thinking in a non-linear world. Humans naturally think linearly. That's a fun word to say. I don't know, man. I'm just messing that up. My brain doesn't want to compute. I must be getting tired. It's been a long day. Linearly, sequentially, and proportionally. There we go. Brain did not want to compute. Complex systems behave non-linearly, unpredictability, and with delayed consequence. Now it's getting in my head, right? Now I mess those words up and I'm just like, now I can't talk at all. So this mismatch causes people to underestimate risk until thresholds are crossed. Collapse feels sudden. Not only deterioration was misunderstood because the deterioration was misunderstood. So lag between cause and effect. In complex systems, actions may not show consequences for years. Feedback is delayed and accountability is diffused. By the time outcomes appear, decision makers have changed. Incentives have shifted. Responsibility is unclear. This disconnect prevents timely correction. The illusion of control. Large systems create the appearance of control through dashboards, metrics, forecasts, and models. These tools simplify reality. They provide comfort, not certainty. As long as indicators stay within expected range, deeper instability is ignored. Coordination failure at scale. As systems grow, coordination becomes harder, communication becomes slower, and alignment weakens. Small misalignments compound across thousands or millions of interactions. No single failure causes collapse. Coordination simply erodes. So adaptation that locks in bad behavior. Systems adapt to survive long-term stress. I'm laughing because it's like I've psyched myself out over here. I've done nothing but read the entire stream. It's hilarious. And now I'm psyching myself out. So sometimes adaptation entrenches harmful practices, rewards the wrong behavior, or makes reversals costly. The system survives today by sacrificing tomorrow. This trade-off is rarely explicit. Probably rarely works out too. Collapse appears sudden only at the end, when failure finally meets visible, right? When it's finally able to see how much it's been failing, then all of a sudden things fall apart. People say no one saw it coming, or collapse felt abrupt, confidence evaporated. In reality, deterioration was gradual, that slow bleed that we have been talking about. The system crossed a threshold where it could no longer recover from. Recovery is harder than prevention. Once trust, redundancy, or resilience is lost, rebuilding takes longer than the collapse. Coordination is harder, and confidence is slow to return, if it ever returns. We see that a lot in projects. Complex systems are easier to maintain than repair. Why this pattern repeats across domains. The same quiet failure patterns appear in institutions, companies, technologies, ecosystems, and civilizations. Not because of bad actors, but because complexity behaves the same way everywhere. Simplicity and slack as long-term defenses. So systems that survive longer tend to preserve redundancy, buffers, diversity, and adaptability. These qualities look inefficient in the short term, but protect against silent decay. I was using the wrong term for buffers earlier when I gave an example. Sorry about that. The core insight. Complex systems do not fail from one mistake. They fail from accumulated small decisions, misalignment in incentives, delayed feedback, and overconfidence during stability. Collapse is the final visible stage of long, quiet process or a long bleed out, many compounding failures across the entire project, system, civilization, institution, government, whatever you want to call it. And of course, that concludes the IQ raising event of the day. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. I know it get a little bit techie sometimes. Maybe it's hard to follow. I never know where everybody is at. So this is the skin that I've been using over here. Hopefully Blues Guy is getting ready to hop on. Camsta, are you with us? I'll send invites out to anybody who wants an invite. Got some new skins lately. It's kind of dope. I'm going to play with this one because I just got this one. Anyways, I'm sending the invites out. If you don't want to play, don't worry about it. If you are going to play, try to drop it in the chat so I can see. He says, I'm coming. Hey, no worries. We'll wait for you. We'll wait for you. How's the music? Still have music? All right. Mic check. Music check. Good to go. All right. Camsta, he's in. Blues Guy, we're waiting on you. Thank you. Thank you. We'll be playing a lot of this tomorrow. So if anybody thinks they might want to join in. All right, everybody's ready. If anybody thinks they might want to join into this, like, just know you have to, go. You don't have to download anything. There's no download. Go to play.panzerdogs.io. And I think you got to get to level 5. Takes, maybe 10 minutes. Just do that first. Rave Song Records in the house. It's been a while, my man. Thank you for coming by. We just hit the ending of our stream, the underground hangout part of the stream. Playing some DeFi games. You ever played Panzer Dogs? It's a lot of fun. Probably one of the better DeFi games out there. But I appreciate you coming by. A lifer is always welcome on this stream. It's very nice of him to come by and say hi. Sorry, it's hard for me to read the chat while I'm playing this. I will get to all the chats in just a moment. Ooh, I got him, but it wasn't enough. I feel like it doesn't do enough damage. I keep threatening that I'm going to switch back to the other turret, but I think I might just actually have to do that now. Because although it's like a shotgun turret, the range is so small that it doesn't really seem to help, even though you get the spread out. And of course, if you hit him at the extent of your range, you barely do any damage. You really got to get nice and up close. But you have the lag factor going on here, so that even is difficult. All right, so Zip says, good stream, learned a lot. I see you guys soon. Thank you. Absolutely, man. I appreciate you coming back and checking us out more thoroughly on a full show. And we'll definitely, hopefully, be seeing you again. We'll be here. Have a great night or day, or I don't know where you're at, Zip, but enjoy your time till I see you again. And we'll be back same time tomorrow. I feel like I did not do very well in that. Alright, let's play another one of these, and then let's switch to the King of the Hill, because I haven't played that enough. We got to practice that King of the Hill. Panama City Beach. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. We got people from all over the place, from Hong Kong to Canada to El Salvador. So you are certainly welcome here. I was going to let you have that. All right. Interesting. Not getting the hits there. Man, there's no reason why that didn't hit him. Like, the bullets even crashed on top of his tank, and you're going to tell me I didn't hit him? Nonsense. I noticed how many kills I got has gone down dramatically since I switched to this turret. I have to switch back. Man. Yeah, I'm definitely switching turrets after this. This is getting absolutely ridiculous. I can't hit people directly in front of me, and I watch my bullets go right through them, and they take no damage. This is garbage. I didn't have that problem before. At least if I missed, it was really clear. Only BTC right now until it makes its mine. Then we'll open some other stuff, says that one guy. Yeah, I feel that. We're in that indecision time, right? All right, give me 1 second. Let me change this turret because this is just absolutely nonsense. Let's see. Basic. Light basic. I wish I could remember what it is. The heavy turret. The nimble turret. I don't remember which one it was. What was it that I normally use? I don't like the scatter. That's a burst. Basic standard turret. Alright, well, I'm going to try this. I think this is the right one. It might not be. That one guy says, do not force anything. I'm telling you, tonight is going to be like trading FOMC. Yeah, because of the stuff going on in Japan. Right, yep. Yeah, TM Hustlin wants to know, do you use BTC USD or BTC USD? So UST or USD? I usually use USDT. Which is I think exactly what you're asking there. Yeah, this turret has a much longer range too. And a quicker reload. I'm liking this. Does do less damage, I guess. Try this out for a few rounds, see how it goes. And we are rolling into the 2-hour mark of being live. Get rid of these barriers. Didn't think obviously I was going to take damage. Of course I'm going to take damage. No. Dang it. Didn't get to it quick enough. Oh, man. Saved me. Cams to save me there. Got him. I already feel like I'm doing way better here with this. Hey Grandma, thanks for stopping by the stream. I see you in the chat. All right, let's change the game mode here to King of the Hill. What everyone likes, USDT. UST. I think USD is better. It goes up with the price, and all you have to do is be shorting to double it. I'm not gonna lie, TM Hustling, you be confusing me with the way that you look at stable coins and things like that. It's all love, man. I'm not trying to call you out. I just want you to really know what you're doing. I'm not sure if you do or not. It just seems like there's some kind of disconnect there between like the stable coins and stuff. Your stable coin shouldn't be moving at all like that. Think about stable coin. It's supposed to be stable. It's not supposed to move at all. If your stable coin moves up and down, it's not a stable coin. I don't know what USD, USD is usually a quick reference for the dollar, right? And so, USDT, USD Tether, USDC, USD Circle. They should be stable. They shouldn't be moving. So when you say like you're shorting what? You're shorting USD or you're shorting Bitcoin? I don't know. I just get really confused when you talk about it because I don't know if it's just, if it's just dramatically different in the exchange that you're using, but you're using Binance, so that doesn't make sense. I don't know. There's some kind of disconnect there, brother. And just want to, if possible, figure out what that disconnect is and help you to understand. Mods, chat, if anybody could maybe dig into that, ask some questions and see if we can't help TM Hustle and make sure he's making the right moves, That one guy says you said it the nicest way possible. Hey, appreciate you saying that. I mean, there's nothing negative that I mean by it. I just am concerned that maybe he's not fully understanding. And as somebody who's talking about crypto IQ all the time, I got to make sure my people are understanding. Bankroll could probably explain it to you in my... Oh man, I totally missed that. All right, he could probably explain it to you in my stead there. The way I play this round, this type of game, is not good. I like to hang out and try to clear everybody out while I wait. And it is just not a good method. He says, I want to show someone. Yeah, he's shorting USD, not USDT, meaning he's probably shorting BTC and USD and confusing it as a stable coin. That was what I was thinking. I know he's from El Salvador. He doesn't have access to a lot of coins over there. Apparently, he got on Binance, though, and he was using Binance. So once you're on Binance, you should have access to everything. You shouldn't be a problem at that point, Ooh, got one right at the end. I have Bitcoin. All I trade is Bitcoin. Would love to show you. TM Hustling, I definitely understand trading Bitcoin. You have pairs, right? So you always have two different assets in a pair. I mean, think of a pair or a couple, like you have a pair of shoes. You have two shoes. One of those shoes is BTC and one of those shoes is something else, right? So you can trade BTC Solana. You could trade BTC Cardano. Like you could trade BTC against something else, right? So a lot of times most people, I feel like, are trading BTC and USDT, meaning they're trading Bitcoin, but they're trading it with a stable coin representing the dollar. It's just the simplest way to do it, right? It's not as complex. Right. But what do you mean UST is better than USD? Exactly, because they're both stable coins that represent a dollar, TM. So neither one of them is really better than the other, unless you want to get into some hardcore technicalities about the company Tether or the company Circle, because those are the people that issue the stable coins. Keep in mind that all the regulation in the US right now is all over who basically has the right to issue stable coins, right? That it's not the wild, wild west, and you actually have to have the right to issue stable coins, because there's a lot of money to be made off stable coins, and they don't want just anybody doing it. I'm sure the US government probably wants to be in control over who is and who isn't issuing stable coins. But as far as the stable coin itself, it's just a dollar. So there's no big difference between USDT and USDC as far as using it in an exchange or something. There's no difference. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully I'm not confusing you more. Or hopefully I'm not the one who's not understanding stuff. Hopefully that is useful to you. Camsta says, nice skin. Appreciate it. I've been getting a bunch of rare skins lately. It's pretty cool. Are we finally going to win one of these? Maybe, maybe not. All right, let me get this. Maybe I can do some damage with this. All right. Hey, we're winning for once. It's not me. I'm useless at this game. I did not have a good strategy on this game. You gotta be like crazy aggressive in this game at this point. I'm just firing. When I first started playing this round, I like to sit back and try to clear out the box before I come in, but then they rack up all the points and you lose every time. Says good grief, you guys are aggressive in this game. Probably backed by nothing. I don't know how that all works. I mean, there's been FUD against USDT since its conception. None of it's really checked out, and all the audits have been fine. So I don't think that, and USDT is probably the most used stable coin in the world, supported on the most blockchains and stuff. So I don't worry about USDT. USDC is like the American, because Circle Group is who's behind USDC. I mean, they're trusted. And so it doesn't really matter at my point. It'll matter when the US government says Americans can't use USDT. A lot of people speculate that USDC is going to push USDT out of the Western hemisphere, and it's going to be like USDC for America and, this side of the world, and then USDT for the rest of the world. But that might never play out. That was a lot of speculation, and I haven't heard anybody talk about it recently. Yeah, he says, I recently found out about UST and USD. So there's so many stable coins, it's ridiculous. There probably is a stable coin called USD. I don't doubt it. But USD just stands for United States dollar. So usually there's what is UST? Shouldn't it be USDT? Are you just not putting all the letters in there or something? Just trying to figure it out, because are they just totally different things? Because USDT is a stable coin and USDC is a stable coin, and then there's a million other stable coins. I don't doubt that there probably is a stable coin called USD, but what in the world is UST? UST sounds like a ticker for just like a whole other project. Alright guys, don't go in there because we can't hit them from there unless we break down the boxes. Bang bang. Oh wow, I got a couple kills. Nice. A wipeout. We wiped them. Be real careful today. Protect your capital. I mean, aside from my long-term holds, I'm not in the market, so I'm not stressing. That's how it's easy to get through a lot of these more difficult times, is I've got my capital invested in the places where it's been invested. I invested pretty early on in the bear market, the previous bear market, not this one. And so I'm still up on everything. Not as much as I was, for sure. What just happened? It's like I disconnected. I don't have control over my guy anymore. He only goes one direction. Blue's guy is disconnected. Everybody getting disconnected. Oh yeah. It is lagging super hard. I've been trading of the government wallet until a couple of days ago. I thought it was all Bitcoin. Yes, USDC and USD. I missed it. It's all good. I just wanted to make sure that we were talking about the same thing. Just trying to figure out where the disconnect was. I hope you know we just want to help you. We're not trying to criticize you, bro. I got one. I think I've been getting some kills. I never really know if I got final blow or not. Not losing my voice, just the raw herbs in my tea keep getting stuck in my throat, which makes me drink more and get more of them stuck in my throat. I'm like, are we winning or losing? I can't never tell. All right, I got one of them. Ooh, they are catching up. We gotta invade. Now I have just randoms in here. Everybody got kicked out. Bang. I feel like these games go on way longer. 3 seconds overtime? Why are we in overtime? Oh, till overtime. Like, we're winning. We shouldn't be in overtime. I'm playing on a laptop, so I keep hitting, you know, the mouse pad with my palm, and it moves my cursor all over the place, messes me up. Yeah, I'll invite everybody back. Breaking of Japan hikes rates 0.75, highest in 30 years. Let's go. That's what I want to hear. Its official data is in. That is super good news. That is really good news. Now, how long it'll do a lot for us, I don't know, but is that the catalyst to get Bitcoin to move in the opposite direction? That's the question here. Will tomorrow be bullish? And I'm gonna change my skin again. Edit. Let's change it to this one. I really love this skin. I was trying the other one out, but this is the skin for me. I was enjoying changing the turret though, for sure. I appreciate it. I'm open-minded. If I'm wrong, I want to be corrected to be better. That is the mind state team hustling. That's why I've connected with you, and I've really enjoyed talking to you and stuff. Oh, he says not good news. Bad for America. Oh, hold on. Let me slow down. I probably didn't read that right. Okay, so the Bank of Japan hikes interest rate 0.75. I did read it right, but I was thinking about it wrong. Yeah, you're right. That is bad news for America. Dang. Because it's hiking their interest rate. If we hiked our interest rate 0.75, that would have been very bullish. I was thinking of it as if that was America. Yeah, you're right. Oh well, that sucks. Well, then it's going to have the opposite effect, right? All right. I invited Blue's guy. Yeah, so that's probably going to give you the catalyst to keep us dumping. It just came out. What's Bitcoin doing right this second? Oh, it just pumped like crazy. Wow. Full measured move and everything. 5 minutes above the 200. 21 catching up. 1 minute above the 200. Falling wedge touching the 21. RSI and stochastics are low, bending to the upside. Doesn't mean anything, but it's interesting. 15 minute broke the 200. I don't know if it'll hold it though. Very far away from the 21. Very likely to come back down. And that's my lifer vision analysis there. I don't think Camsta's coming back. Did we lose Camsta? Did he say goodnight and I missed it? Oh, he did. Camsta says goodnight. My bad. All right, let's move back to our regular team deathmatch. Yeah, 87K. Yeah, Bitcoin is slightly pumping right now. Yeah, I just pulled up the chart. Yeah, why all these American bonds are closing and such. Yep. And Japan just recently sold off a bunch of their debt, American debt that they were holding, right? So that's not very good for the US dollar. First blood. Yeah, I'm liking holding this turret a lot better than that other turret. The range is a big deal, like much bigger range here. Oh, he's going in for it. It's not gonna help him. Licking shots. I think why I like this range or this turret is because the range is so much better than a lot of other people's ranges. Dang. That lag had me shooting in all the wrong places. That was weird. I picked up the laser. You get 2 shots. I fired it 1 time and then it disappeared. Oh no, the laser only giving me 1 shot? It used to be 2, right? Maybe I'm confusing it with something else. Got him. Bang. Got him. Why'd he go right up to that laser and then just like evade it? Back up, blues guy. I got you. Oh, man. Of course, there's a lag in the stream, so he can't hear me. Oh, he picked it up. He's about to smoke us. Wow, and he just shot it in the wrong place. All right, 10. We won. All right, let's hear what's going on. Warren Buffett said that he's so concerned about U.S. monetary policy that he's moving $368 billion in assets into the Japanese yen. Doesn't surprise me. Like this is going to keep happening. All money used to come to us because of our rates. Now yen is going to be very powerful. What I've learned recently, that makes sense. I'm telling you, I need to show UG my profile so he can break it down for you guys. I really think it's going to be interesting to all of you. Hey, TM Hustling, if you have it on, I don't know how it works on the phone, but on the computer you can share your screen and you can show it. But aside from that, you can screenshot your stuff and put it in the Discord. Upload a picture, a screenshot from your phone if you're not able to use a laptop. Otherwise, screen share us live in the voice chat. Hit me up just at Underground, and then I'll be able to see it in notification. And we'll get you right. We'll take a look at it and see what's going on. I'm not going to give you financial advice. I'm saying that for YouTube and anybody watching. Obviously, I'm still not going to give you financial advice, but we could break down what is going on there. Market reaction is positive. I stand by my thesis of this being possibly priced in already. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. And, my reaction right away was what it was because I don't really think about what other companies are what other countries are doing with their rates and stuff like that and how they impact. But I have learned about it before. And so, of course, I'm like bullish because it's bullish for us when we raise our rates. But, yeah. Or lower our rates. Sorry. I'm all over the place. I know what I mean, but I am saying it all backwards. I'm tired. I'm going to give you a call. Bro, okay, yeah. Feel free to. Maybe not tonight. Can you call me during the day or something tomorrow? I got something I got to get to right after the stream. Matter of fact, with that being said, this might be my last thing because actually I kind of forgot. Oh, crap. Dang. Buddy of mine went out of town. I was supposed to go over last night and move his garbage can. And I totally blanked on it. Damn. Well, that sucks. Man, I feel really bad because I was like, don't worry, bro, I got you. I'm going to go over there right after my stream. And then, of course, after the stream, I was exhausted, ate some food. He lives like 2 minutes from me, too, so it's not like it was far away. And I just totally blanked on it. I hate when I do that. Try to be there for people, and then you just make stupid mistakes. All right. All right, 10-3, and like I said, I think this is going to be my last one. Chris Guz in the house. What's up, man? Man, I never did either. I'm just learning so much about money and finances. I love it, bro. Hey, man, I love that bankroll because that's where I was and also still am. Just soaking up a lot about finances from the traditional stuff to the crypto stuff and everything, you know. Always trying to learn as much as I can about it. There's a lot going on. It takes some time before it starts making a lot of sense. Good game, good stream. Thank you for the amazing evening. Absolutely thank you for participating and being here. That goes to everybody. I'm just opening my scrap boxes here to see what I get. Been getting rare paints. So you can tell by the color it is before it even opens. Robot Tech. I don't even know what that is. But either way, I'm going to hop off the stream. Everybody have a great night. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tomorrow, DeFi Friday. Going to be playing some DeFi games. I was really hoping to have some good DeFi games that were different. I'm going to try to have something different for us. Otherwise, we're going to play some games and enjoy it, right? So, yeah, everybody have a good night. As always, stay underground, stay crypto. I want to say don't let them shake you out too much. Just try not to get too overly scared. Try not to get too overly bullish. Not financial advice, my personal opinion. And with that, crypto or underground crypto out. Crypto Ron out. I think that's what I normally say. Later, everyone.